There are over 100 maps inside of Floodescape 2, and while I would love to say that they are all perfect 10 out of 10 experiences, that just can't be true. Most of the maps I play are pretty good, but there are some really bad maps in Floodescape 2, so here are my top 10 least favorite maps. Just a quick disclaimer though, I mean no disrespect to anyone listening to the video. This is just a mix of comedic hyperbole and also my honest opinions. I really don't want it to seem like I'm coming off as bullying anyone in the video, but with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Number 10 is the only one on this list that was a former highlight. This is Abandoned Junkyard made by Poipoi. Sorry if I butchered that because I just genuinely have no idea how to say their username. And this is their only really significant map. It's a 6.7 star map, so it's definitely a challenge. The design looks great and the OST is awesome. So what's wrong with this map? Well, the gameplay is not exactly stellar. There are a lot of good ways to make your map difficult, but loads of long jumps with super tight pacing isn't really how to do it. I really want to like this map because it comes from someone who I think has a lot of potential, but the gameplay just kind of ruins this for me, and that's why it earned a spot on this list. Number 9 is quite possibly the shortest map in the game. This is Axiom, and I don't really know why, but I just don't enjoy this map. It is so short. Like, you could blink and the map is over. It's pretty boring, and the design is very bare bones. I know this map is old, but the design did not hold up well. The OST is alright, but it is also pretty short. And this map is overall not that interesting, and I really don't care for it. However, this map is pretty iconic, and was the original thumbnail for the game. Just because it's iconic does not mean it is good. Number 8 is a map that, despite it not being highlighted, was in the game twice. This is Forgotten Tombs, and the thing that ruins this map is the design. The OST is alright, the gameplay is okay but not great, however the design is kind of really bad. I know this map was made like a majillion years ago, but the design is very dated. This map was added temporarily for the Labyrinth event, but it was added back in for no apparent reason. Overall, the design sucks and everything else is just mediocre, and that's why it has a spot on this list. At least the OST fits well with the map. Next up is Castle Types, and I feel like this is one of those maps that many people can collectively agree is not very good. It looks quite ugly, it's not fun, and it is way too hard for a 1.1 star map. If you go too slow during one of the first 2 rooms, then you've basically lost. The only thing that makes this map worthy of such a low star rating is the actual parkour, but the pacing is absolutely bonkers. The OST is definitely nostalgic, but you don't hear much of it while you're playing it because the map is so short. Cave System takes the number 6 spot, and here's why. So when you start the map, it really doesn't look that bad, but then you get to the second room and it gets pretty terrible. The second button is absolutely atrocious. It requires a bunch of swimming, and the fact that it's completely hidden away means that not many people go for this button because they don't even know it exists. The last room is also pretty bad. It looks very plain, and there's also a section where rocks randomly fall with no warning. Like, imagine how many new players have died at that part. The last jump can also be a little bit of a choke point. So overall, this map looks ugly, it isn't fun at all, but at least the OST is alright. Now we've made it to our top 5, and I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this one. This is Dark Side Forest, and the reason I don't like this map is because of how terrible the gameplay is. It feels very inconsistent, and it's also just not fun. In the middle of the map, there's a big swimming section with a few buttons, including one that's underwater. The design is okay, but the OST is not. I actually really like the original OST for this map, but it got redone. The new one is just way too repetitive. So this map isn't fun, the OST isn't that good, and the design is very mediocre. This next one is a map that I feel like a lot of people would say is the number 1 worst map in the game, but it only ranks number 4 for me. This is Fallen, but not the revamped version, it's the classic version. And if I had to describe this map in one word, it would be repetitive. This map was made in a couple of not days, because then it would actually be a good map. This map was whipped up in a couple of hours by Crazy Blocks. Yep, it's another Crazy Blocks map. This map has basically nothing going for it. It is so repetitive, and if Crazy Blocks didn't make it, there would be a 0% chance of it getting into the game. It's literally just the same platform over and over and over again, and there is no indication. The OST isn't even good either. It's just Marred Dreams, but reversed. The only unique stuff about this map is that the grayscale effect looks kinda cool, and I like the fading platform gimmick. But everything else about this map makes it worthy of the number 4 spot. Next up is Abandoned Facility, and this map is kind of a catastrophe. I know there's a lot of Crazy Blocks maps on this list, but he has made some maps that I do enjoy, but this map is not one of them. It has one of the most demented things ever made in Floodescape 2, and that is the air bubble. As soon as you see one of these, you know you're most likely in for something truly boring. The map contains lots and lots of swimming, wading, and it's overall nothing crazy at all. The OST is okay, but you won't even be able to enjoy it because it's all muffled. Thankfully, the ending is pretty decent with the tower section. What a bad build-up though. Now we've made it to our top 2, and this has got to be the worst Crazy Blocks map ever made. Once again, I know there's a lot of Crazy Blocks maps here, but this one stands out for all the wrong reasons. This is Marred Dreams, and I don't know what happened here, but this map is not good at all. The design is okay, I guess, and the OST is actually pretty good. But the gameplay is so laughably bad. I don't know how, but the gameplay feels like it was made bad on purpose. It is way too hard for an easy map, there's almost no indication, it's not fun to play through, and the bridges at the end are very repetitive and lazy. Not to mention that this was the first map released after Blue Moon, which at the time was over a year ago. We waited over a year for a new map, and this was the grand return. Yeah, this map is pretty bad, and I think it deserves a number 2 spot on this list. And now we've made it to number 1, and to no one's surprise, it's Crystal Caverns. Now, this is one of the oldest maps ever, and I know it's kind of pointless to talk about this map because Floodescaper 1 probably doesn't even play the game anymore, but still, what a terrible map to play through. The map has legit no arrows, no indication, no nothing. It's super boring to play through, and it's also confusing for new players. They don't know that you need the air bubble, so chances are the water will rise and then they will die. Not to mention, the first room has 3 buttons, and the routes for all 3 of them are just laying out in the open. I mean, there is an above 0% chance that a new player will go the wrong way. And not only is the swimming section very boring, but it's also confusing. Because, once again, there is no indication. Like, how hard is it to add an arrow? The rest of the map is just kind of boring, and then you're done. The OST also isn't that great, and Nivola has created loads of awesome songs, but this is probably Nivola's weakest OST. Overall, the gameplay is awful, the map looks ugly, and the OST is one of Nivola's weakest OSTs. And that's why it's at the number 1 spot. Once again, no hate to Floodescaper 1, because his other map called Tunnels doesn't actually look too bad. I mean, there's actual arrows in that map. I just think that this map is absolutely not a good time, and that's why it is at the number 1 spot. So those are the 10 worst maps in Floodescape 2. Let me know if you agree, and I'd love to hear your list in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.